USDA, about 90% of all crops in the entire world are genetically modified. And obviously, Iowa has soybean and corn fields everywhere. But surprisingly, at the same time how good biotechnology is claimed to be, it can also be unnatural. It is safe to say that most of us, if not all of us, live within about 15 miles of the nearest soybean or corn field. And not to mention that all of us have either ridden or driven a car that is fueled by ethanol and is made from corn in the Midwest. In the USDA's article of agricultural biotechnology, they state, quote, 3 federal agencies are involved in ensuring that plants produced using biotechnology and the many products derived from them are safe for farmers to use and consume as food or feed and safe for the environment, unquote. Different aspects of biotechnology and agriculture can be very positive, but in some cases, having to do with the environment and modifying foods, it can be a very controversial subject. Farmers have adopted this new advancement in agriculture because it can give them better yields and it can supposedly be environmentally friendly and stimulate the economy in U.S. agriculture. Since it is a newer form of technology, farmers have adopted this technique and are using it right as we speak. Farmers started adopting this new breakthrough of technology in the 1990s. In Gabrielle Percy's article of Agricultural Biotechnology, she states, quote, during the past decade, the commercial cultivation of transgenic plant varieties became well established, particularly during the later part of the decade. In 1999, it was estimated that a total of 90 million acres were planted with transgenic plant varieties of over 20 different species. According to Julia Diaz's and Judith Friovich's article of GMOs in Agriculture, they state, quote, engineered crops can dramatically increase per crop yields and in some cases reduce the chemical insecticides and herbicides, making it more environmentally friendly, unquote. The USDA states, it is widely agreed that increased productivity arising from innovation and changes in technology is the main contributor to economic growth in U.S. agriculture. But why are they continuing to plant modified crops? In USDA's article of Agricultural Biotechnology, they state, quote, the United States is the largest exporter of agricultural products, which helps feed the world's population. And our export markets are critical for the health of U.S. farm communities around the country. In Gabrielle Percy's article of Agricultural Biotechnology, they state rapid progress is being made, and this may enable more successful breeding for complex traits and lead to more advanced crops with more benefits, unquote. Agriculture and biotechnology have a lot to do with farming and crops, obviously, but the biotechnology also plays a big role in foods that people consume every day. In Christine Drake's article, Genetically Modified Foods, she explains that, quote, GMOs are mostly crop plants created for human and animal consumption, unquote. There are also some ethical and safety concerns that have been brought up. Because you can insert genes from other plants, they can give them enhanced nutritional benefits. Agricultural biotechnology does not have an impact only on the U.S. In Julia Diaz's article of GMOs in Agriculture, she says that the so-called golden rice that is intended for malnourished parts of Asia is modified to produce almost 20 times more beta carotene, and the beta carotene is synthesized vitamin A in the liver. In Christine Drake's article, Genetically Modified Foods, she mentions that, quote, thus far, the major engineering has been to increase resistance and disease, viruses, and insects to crops. Genetic engineering has already been extended to animals such as salmon, which have been genetically modified to mature quickly. And that's where some of the concerns of safety come in because of chemical residues. Unquote. Andrew Pollock's article, Narrow Path for Biotechnology Food Corporations, his concern is that, quote, the narrow range of crops means that biotechnology may not reach its full potential. Mark Bittman states in the article, Why Do GMOs Need Protection? We should also note that it's far less expensive, almost sometimes 100 less times expensive, to breed plants conventionally, and it is safer, unquote. Now that there's a background established on agricultural biotechnology, it is important to know how the modification and alterations physically change the organism. And some steps are you isolate the gene that you want to be changed, and then transfer the plasmid, which is like the DNA, and then you grow the seeds in the lab, and then in the field, that's where they get expressed. Agricultural biotechnology is a technique to improve organisms' functions based on their DNA. The USDA states that agricultural biotechnology is, quote, many new plant varieties being developed or grown by farmers have been produced using genetic engineering. Because this is such a new adoption of technology, the near future will be many more breakthroughs in science and agricultural biotechnology, not only in the fields but with humans and other organisms. So the next time you happen to drive by a field or even eat a salad, think of the chances that the plant or food is affected by biotechnology.